Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome to part 2 of this competitive smash tutorial video so you guys can get good. So, in this episode, we're going to talk about frame data. A lot of people, they kind of get discouraged when it comes to frame data. They're like, oh my god, I don't understand these numbers and these positive, negative, and these abbreviations, man. Like, come on, man. I already went to school and deal with all the algebra. Look, I can't talk properly, man. It didn't get me tight. And you telling me I gotta do it in a video game? I play video games to have fun and forget about school, man. Man, F that. And now I gotta think about it here? Like, fuck. Look, tell you guys right now, frame data is the most simplest shit to understand. It looks complicated, but when I break this down to you, you will see that it is so freaking easy. Literally easy. And with this knowledge, you can learn so much about the game, and also you can learn matchup. Like, if there's a matchup you're struggling with and you apply the frame data, that matchup might become easier, or it might actually be in your favor. A lot of people think, like, you know, they might think like, oh, this matchup, no, it's not in your favor. But with the frame data, you know your option. Like, hold on, bro, you've been doing this to me and I can actually stop you. Like, this is not safe. You can't be doing this. What? You shut that down, then they're the ones that are gonna be bitching. So, without further ado, let's just get right into it. For this example here, I'm gonna try not to make this video too long, but I really want you guys to understand the frame data. This is really important. I'm telling you, once you understand this, you'll have a pretty good edge in the game, man. You'll understand matchups, your options, and all this. So we're going to use Rosalina for this example here. And we're going to pick the stage. Mario characters. Alright, so here we go. First off, what the heck is frames? You probably ask me what is frames. For those that don't know, frames is basically still images. What do you mean still images? Okay, I'll show you. Let's zoom in. Okay. See how Peach is not moving? That's still image. Hold on. Have her do something. That's a frame. That's a frame. That's a frame. That's a frame. Frame. It's basically pictures put together to create an illusion of movement. It's how it's done in animation, cartoons. It's just pictures put together to show some type of movement. Now, this game runs at 60 frames. Means within 60 seconds. Within 60 seconds, there are 60 pictures being presented. So 60 seconds in a minute, and within that minute, 60 pictures. So you can count each picture as a second. Matter of fact, that's kind of complicated. That's kind of complicated. We ain't gonna do that. I'm just making it simple. 60 frames per second. So within a second, there are 60 pictures being presented to create an illusion of movement, and then boom, that's it. We're just gonna stop right there. We're gonna stop it right there. That's it. That's all you need to know. And to get a better understanding, have you ever seen in flip books where people, they draw stuff on each paper, on each page, and then they flip it over and then it looks like the character is actually moving, the stick figure, whatever, creates some type of, basically what it is. That's it. I think that's the simplest way I can explain that. Now that we got that out the way, let's move on. So now you guys understand what frames are. And Smash Bros runs at 60 frames per second. The 3DS version, I believe it runs at 30. So within a second, 30 pictures are being presented. Now, excuse me, had to yawn right quick, but I'm not gonna edit that because we savages out here. Let's go. So, how can you use that knowledge to your advantage? Alright. First off, frames lets you know how fast your moves are, right? So let's zoom out right quick. Peach's Bear. Let's talk about this move. It comes out on frame 6. With frames on attack, it pretty much determines the speed. Because we can't give like an exact number like milliseconds. No, that'd be too much work. So we'll just talk about speed. We'll use frames as a term of speed to determine how fast your attack is. So this comes out on frame 6. So that means on the 6th picture presented when you initiate the move, that's when the hitbox is gonna, and you'll do damage when you do contact like that. So it's really good to know how fast your moves are. This lets you know your option, especially when playing the neutral game, what is safe and not safe to do at a certain range, especially if a certain character outranges you. If the character outranges you and has speed, they might outrange you, but their moves are really slow. So it gives you a general idea of how to beat certain moves at certain distances, and same with your opponent, what is safe for you to do and not do. So now that we know that, right, let's move on to how to use this to your advantage. Now we got Rosalina over here. Let's set that to control. Okay, so we got Rosalina over here. Rosalina has the advantage here because her jab. Matter of fact, we're not even gonna go to her jab because right now we want to talk about speed. So let's say both me and Rosalina, we were to jump at each other, right? While Luma's there, we were to jump. If I was to do a fair, this move has range. As you can see, move has good range. If I was to do a fair and Rosalina was to do a nair, Rosalina would hit me. She would win. Because with Luma's gonna attack first, and I believe her nair comes out on frame 3. This move, it kind of looks quick, but it's not that fast. This move is 16 frames. That is slow. It's 16 frames compared to a lot of moves that are like in the single digits. This move is in double digits. So this is slow. So if I was to jump fair Rosalina from right here, and she was to come at me and do a nair, I would lose. I would get hit. So me knowing that, you know, frame data of my opponent's character and mine, that is telling me, okay, I cannot jump at Rosalina here. She has the advantage. I can't jump. And she doesn't even have to nair. She can do this, which I think comes out on frame 2 to 4. I'm not exactly sure on the frame data of Luma's jab. I know Rosalina's jab, it doesn't come out until frame 8. So Luma is gonna hit first. His jab is gonna hit. Rosalina's jab is not that fast. It looks fast, but it's not. A fast jab is like 2 to 3 frames. Or 1. AKA Xerxes Samus. Cheap bitch. Alright, anyway, so yeah, right here is telling me from the data that I've gathered, I can't jump at Rosalina from here. I don't have anything fast enough or with range for me to jump at Rosalina, because she can do a nair and just stuff me out of it. This move is fast. Like, watch. Me and Rosalina, we're gonna jump at the same time. I'm gonna try to nair. See, I got hit. I try to jump nair. It comes out first. So, can't do that. So knowing the frame data of your character and your opponent's character is really important, and it helps you understand matchup better. You know your options at a certain range, what you can and can't do, especially when you both are playing a good neutral game. So yeah, you'll know how to deal with the character, man. What's safe, not safe, and so on and so forth. I am going to be leaving the documents for frame data. There's 2 types. There's one by I forgot what's the name of that website. Or Kurogane. I'll leave that. It has frame data for every character. It's Google Docs. I'll have both of those in the description below so you can check that out. The Google documents, it lets you know how safe and unsafe moves are on Shield. And the Kurogane, it doesn't have that. It has like everything else except that. So you could definitely check them out both. Kurogane also has the frame of jump squats, which I'll get into right quick. And the other Google Docs, it doesn't have that. So I suggest, you know, bookmark both of them or save it onto your computer and look at them both, man. It's really good information. So jump squats. Let's talk about that. When you do an aerial, it doesn't come out right away. So for instance, as well, I thought I said something before. Peach's Nair is 5 frames, right? So 5 frame there. So 5 frames. When you jump, it's not gonna come out on frame 5. Why? I'll show you why right now. Where is? Oh wait, what am I doing? Oh, let's slow this down. You see when the character jumps? When Peach jumps, she's in a squat animation. Within that squat animation, you can't do a damn thing. You have to wait till the character gets off the ground. Every character has a different squat animation. In Peach's case, it takes a 5 frame for her to get off the ground. Other characters, it might be 4, 3, 6. It depends. Kurogane, they actually have the jump squat frames for like every character, so you can check that out. Doing an area from the ground, it's actually gonna come out on frame 10. 5 plus 5, 10. So this is gonna come out frame 10, not frame 5. So you're probably asking, okay, how is this information useful? I'll tell you. Let's go back to Rosalina. Okay, so as I explained before, right? Rosalina's Nair is frame 3. Let's say frame 3. I believe frame 3. With Luma. Because Luma's gonna attack first. So, if I'm in the air, right? If I'm around here and Rosalina tries to jump and do a Nair, like attacking with a Nair, I'm actually gonna beat her. If I do this. I'm gonna hit Luma and Rosalina. Why does that work even though her Nair is faster? Well, as I said before, when a character jumps, it takes them a few frames to be airborne. I'm assuming in Rosalina's case, her jump squat is frame 5. So it takes her 5 frames to jump, and then she does an Nair, Luma comes through. That is gonna be on frame 8. I'm already in the air. So when I do a bear, the attack is going to come out on frame 6. So I'm actually going to beat Rosalina because she has to get off the ground first. I don't have to. So I can just do that. So if she was to jump, I'm safe. So I don't have to worry about her trying to counterattack me with an aerial as quick as Luma's 3rd frame there, because she has to get off the ground first. So I can freely do that. She either has to block or roll, sidestep, something. But she can't, at this range, she can't challenge me. She can't do shit. If she tries to, she gonna eat some butt. So, again, knowing that knowledge, frame data, it actually let me know my options. Now I know I don't have to be afraid if that situation comes up and she's on shield. I don't have to be afraid. Now, next up, let's talk about shield advantage and disadvantage. In the Google Docs, you'll see something that says advantage and then in parentheses drop, and then advantage and in parentheses OSS, that means out of shield. So what does drop mean? Drop means after you attack somebody's shield, how many frames they can or can't move before you when they drop their shield. Advantage OSS out of shield basically means how many frames they can and cannot move if they do an action that does not require them to drop their shield. So for instance, up B out of shield, jump cancel up smash out of shield, jumping out of shield, stuff like that. Anything that doesn't require you to jump to drop your shield. Drop the shield, it takes 7 frames. It takes you 7 frames for you to drop your shield. Somewhere, I think it was my Smash Corner or Beefy Smash Dudes, one of them, they said dropping the shield is 8 frames. So I'm not sure exactly what it is, but for right now we're just gonna stick with 7. So just remember, 7 frames to drop the shield. So for example, to use this knowledge to your advantage, Peach's jab is 2 frames, right? 2 frames. If I do it out of shield, it's gonna come out frame 2. It's gonna come out frame 9. 7 frames to drop the shield and then do the attack. So this kind of lets you know that anything you do out of shield, it's going to be 7 frames slower. So you got to keep this in mind when you're trying to punish attacks out of shield, especially if you're doing slow moves such as smash attacks. Just be aware of that, because you could get baited and get punished trying to do that, and then your opponent, he auto cancels a move and then he hits you with a fast move such as jab. So let's look at Peach's Nair, right? Peach's Nair. Peach's Nair, if I attack somebody's shield and they drop it, Peach's Nair is +5. +5 basically means I can move 5 frames before my opponent if they decide to drop their shield. If they don't drop their shield and they do an action that doesn't require them, is -2. -2 basically means the opponent can move 2 frames before me. Anything that's a positive and a number, that's how many frames you can move before them. Anything that's a negative with a number, that means that's how many frames they can move before you. So just keep that in mind. Now that you know this, how can you use that to your advantage? Well, as I said before, it's -5 on shield, right? Now, if I nair somebody's shield and they try to grab me, by the way, standard typical grab is about 6 frames. Teta characters obviously have a slow grab. So this does not really require you to drop your shield. So you would look at advantage out of shield, which is -2. Now even though it's -2, your opponent can move 6 frames before you, they still cannot grab you. Why? Let's do the math. The opponent grabs me, right? They can't move I can't move 2 frames. So instead of the grab coming out on frame 6, it's gonna come out on frame 4 by the time I can move. So that means I have 4 frames to do something if they want to grab me for me to punish them. That stops it because it's frame 2. The fastest action is obviously going to come first. So I do a space nair on shield, I can't move for 2 frames. The opponent decides to grab. Grab is 6 frames, so I can't move for 2 frames. Instead of grab coming out frame 6, it's going to come out frame 4. So I have to do something within frame 4 to either punish the opponent or get the hell out of there, which is rolling or sidestepping. I can jab. So if you notice, when Peach does a nair and then jabs, if the opponent tries to grab them, you get slapped in the face. That's why. That's exactly why. So there you go. I'm not gonna get too much into that. This video is long. I don't want to make it too long, but I feel like this is really important that people really need to know. And if you want to take this game seriously and be really good, I'm telling you, information like this is very important. You need to know it. So again, so basically with the frame data that you'll see in the documents, the moves, you'll see the startup time. Lag, this is basically after you do the move, how long it takes, how many frames it takes for you to move. There's other stuff too, like total frames. FAF, which stands for fastest active frame, which basically after the move is done, how long it takes you to do a next action, all this and that. Kurogane actually has a section on the homepage when you hit Smash for Wii U and 3DS. It actually lets you know what all these abbreviations mean. So you could definitely use that with the knowledge that I gave you on frame data. And I think that's basically it. But with this knowledge, you'll actually learn how to punish, because sometimes there might be attacked on your shield and you think you can't punish it, or you're trying to punish it with the wrong move. This lets you know what you can and can't do if you block a move, and you could probably even learn some sick punishes that you never thought was possible. Here's an example. I recently learned that when Rosalina, when she dash attacks your shield, she cannot move for, I believe it's 23 frames. So when Rosalina dash attacks your shield without Luma, she can't move for 23 frames. If she dash attacks with Luma, she's more unsafe on shield. She can't move for like 25, 26. So using that knowledge, I'm like, okay, that's a lot of time. And this is with me dropping the shield. If I drop the shield, she can't move for that long. So when I drop the shield, I have that many frames to punish her. A lot of freaking time. So me thinking about it, I was like, okay, so if she dash attacks my shield, I can down tilt her. So with a down tilt, right? If she dash attacks my shield, I can do stuff like this. Block the dash attack for a combo or whatever. Block the dash attack. Oops, messed up. Oh, messing up. Block the dash attack. Get forward smash. There's a lot of stuff that you can do. Go for a reset. You know, just stuff like that, an example. And that is really good because it's the best punish, because you can get a kill confirmed with Peach. Down tilt to up B. There's 2 kill confirmed. So if the Rosalina is at high percent and she dash attacks my shield, she's going to die because oh, that's way too high. That's way too high. Let's see. Death. So if she does that, dash attacks my shield around this percent, she's going to die. Down tilt up B. I never knew that until I looked up Rosalina's attacks on shield, how safe and unsafe they are. And when I found this out, I'm like, what? Cause usually I was just like show hop there or something like that. And I could just get a down tilt which leads to a guaranteed fair at mid percents, high percents like this. I can down tilt to up B and kill her. Like, that move is not safe. I don't have to roll. I don't have to do anything out of fear that she could jab or roll out the way. She can't do nothing. She is stuck. She can't block. That's it. Once she dash attacks your shield, she is free. You can punish her super hard. So I think I pretty much covered the basics or majority of stuff when it comes to frame data. Like I said, the link to the Google documents and the other website, I'll have it in the description below. But this is basically how you read frames and use it to your advantage. It lets you know what you can punish attacks with. As I said, Rosalina attacks my shield. I have 23 frames to do something. Out of shield. Dropping your shield and doing an action out of it is slower. And I saw that, I'm like, okay, even when I drop my shield, she still can't move for this many frames. Yo, I can do some shit. And look, I got a good punish. That's the best punish for Peach on Rosalina. Just down tilt. Yeah, like I said, it lets you know your options. So what I advise you to do is sink in all this information and just look at the frame data, man. Just look at stuff. If there's an attack that really pisses you off when it hits your shield and you try to punish it and you either afraid to or you think you can't, it might be because you're using the wrong move, or it could be because of distance. Just look at the frame data, man. Remember, anything that is negative means that you cannot move. That's how many frames your opponent can move before you. Anything that's positive is good for you. And the same applies for your opponent. So if your opponent does something on your shield and it's negative for them, that is good for you. And people blowing up my phone while making a video. Shut the fuck up! Anyway, so yeah, I think that is about it. I don't think I missed anything else. Again, I know this was a long video, but I really wanted to make sure you guys understand how useful this information is. And now you're probably saying to yourself, like, wow, this is really not that hard. Now you can just go look at frame data of character. If there's a character that pisses you off, you don't understand the matchup, if they do something on shield, just look it up and you might be surprised, man. You might find some shit like, oh, what? I can really punish you for doing this? And people, even the top players, saying that this is safe on shield? Hold on, no it's not. And look, again, perfect example, the down tilt with Rosalina. When she dash attacks the shield. I never knew that until I looked it up like last week and I was like, oh shit, what? So yeah, I think now you guys pretty much have a good understanding. When you look at the Google documents, I said the things that you really want to pay attention to is advantage, drop, in parentheses, and advantage out of shield, in parentheses, as well as the startup of your move. Everything else is not really that important as of right now, but you can use this knowledge to, I guess, personal reference, and it might actually help you out later in the long run. But as of right now, just those key factors you want to look at. So with that said, thank you all for watching. I hope this video really helped you understand frames, and now you're probably like, damn, this shit is actually easy as hell. I was scared for nothing. In the next video, I will be talking about how to open up your opponent, like how to adapt to somebody, like how to and instead of just running in, doing attacks and hoping that it hits. I feel like that's what a lot of people struggle. They don't know how to plan out, how to adapt, how to know when to do something and not do something, how to approach the opponent. What sequence of pressure should I do? It's a lot of stuff. So I'm gonna break that down to the most simplest steps that I can think of to help you guys out, so that way you can think more, and you'll be surprised that you actually catch people doing a lot of stupid shit that they probably hitting you for, and then after a while, when you get a general understanding, you're gonna be like, yo, bro, I'm not having this no more, and then you just whip their ass for it. So with that said, thank you all for watching. Spread the video, man. I would really appreciate it if you spread this around if you guys really find this useful. Just to help out the kids. And yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for all the new subscribers I gained through this video. Thanks for all the people that liked it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Feedback is definitely much appreciated. The video quality or presentation or understanding much better to help you guys out. With that said, catch you in the next video.